Okay, so today we're turning the mic and the cameras onto Nick Bryant. My name is Jason Fudge from Merranti Accounting, and I've commandeered Brilliant Businesses podcast today so that we can interview the man and put the spotlight on.
Bit nervous, I am.
I was going to say, welcome to your own podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, very nerve-wracking, but crack on. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of stats.
Yeah.
So you got over 10,000 subscribers now.
Yes, on YouTube. Yeah.
439 videos on there.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
And about 135,000 views.
Yeah.
So it's quite impressive. How long has it been going?
So the podcast side of it and the video side of it has been about, it's just after COVID. So that's probably 2.5 years, 2 years. And it's been a lot of content going on there and a lot of interviews. And of course, the beauty of it is me chopping the videos up as well for the clients.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a lot of videos on there, because I do the big interview like this, which is half an hour, but then I take clips out for the client, and that's what kind of makes us a bit unique. It's not just a podcast; it's a marketing.
I've seen some of the short clips.
Yeah,
and that's kind of led me to the YouTube channel.
Right. Okay.
So, how many? How often does it take? How many new clients? How many are you talking to per week now compared to before? Is it starting to grow?
Yeah, it has. I mean, for instance, in this week past, so what are we today? Thursday. Since last Thursday, I've done 3 interviews, so that's almost 3 a week. Now, in the early days, of course, it wasn't as many as that. It probably maybe 1 a month or something like that. But the great thing about it is that it markets itself. And I've had it many a time on either Instagram and actually on TikTok recently. Had someone approach me who was an architect in Sevenoaks and said, I've seen what you're doing on TikTok. Can we do a film? So that was a great reaction. But yeah, it was early on. It was sort of maybe once a month. Other people see it and say on Facebook or email me or on Instagram and say, hey, how do I do this? I want to be on one of those. So it's a nifty little thing because it markets itself.
And it's clever because you visit them, don't you?
I do, yes.
Rather than them come to your studio, you'll visit them and see them in their surroundings where they're a lot more comfortable rather than making a visit to you.
Yeah.
You can see that.
And that helps me as well because I get to see the environment of where they work. Maybe meet some of their staff, drink their tea. It makes me see and feel the business more. There are times where I use serviced offices and I do invite them in because not everyone's got a space to use. Yeah. But I like that bit, going out and visiting businesses and seeing their environment. Yeah.
So what's the dream? Where do you want to keep going with this?
Yeah, I do. I really like this part of it. In actual fact, the best part for me is editing it. I really like that bit, going over it, making sure that it all looks right and it all gets put out on social media. And the social media side is interesting to me as well. But as far as growing it, I have franchised it, and I have got one franchisee in Brighton, which I'm happy with. And I may not go down that route so much because I'm a bit like you. I want to keep it all to myself. Yeah. And if I can grow it in other areas, because I interviewed a CEO once of quite a large company, and he said, I know what you do, Nick. You just go around to businesses, have a chat with them, see what they've been up to and share it. And that's kind of it. And if I can get that done in other areas, as well as doing it in my area, which is pretty much Kent and Sussex now, I'll be really pleased with that. But of course, it's launched into the business show, which I'm super pleased about. Tunbridge Wells Business Show, which is in November the 7th. It's almost like it really suits the brand, the Brilliant Businesses brand, because it's about the business owners and about the businesses and about people behind the businesses.
How many stands have you got there?
So there's about 46 stands. I've got 4 left to sell, and it's not till November. So it's been really well received, and I think that's because we spoke about this earlier about people wanting to get out now. Obviously COVID's dead and buried and gone. And people wanted to get out and talk to people, network more, be away from the screen more.
Yeah, I mean, the Instagram, the Facebook is absolutely fantastic. The issue is these days that people are missing that one-on-one and small business to business. Yeah. From a networking point of view, this is where I almost feel like the market is going back to people talking.
Yes.
It's been a network resurgence. And we used to do the shows. We're going back to them.
Are you? Yeah.
And it's not even the footfall. It's not how many. there are 46 businesses within that room.
Yeah.
That you can talk to.
Yeah. I think you're right, and that's quite testament to the way I feel things are going. It is people want to be out more, and people want to talk to people more. And you're right. I've been at shows before where I've stood next to someone and having a chat with them. They said, "Look, there's not many people walking past," and I say, "Oh my God, what about everyone else in this room? Look, Absolutely. There's a person over there. There's a person over there. There's two people over there. Go and talk to them."
So, do you do anything to try and get them people together?
The podcast thing is sort of helping that. Something that we are going to be doing is a pre-show evening. Okay. So 6 weeks before the show, everyone will get together if they want to at a hotel in Tunbridge Wells, which I've booked. I'm going to give them some alcohol so they can have a few drinks.
Useful.
And just chat amongst and meet the other exhibitors before the show. Because at the show it's going to be really busy. They can get off their stands and talk to each other, but I feel that it's important that they all get together beforehand. So almost like an evening of networking. Just for
I mean, I find if you can spend 20 minutes or half an hour with someone, you can develop a deeper conversation with them, a deeper connection than if someone's passing your stand and you're then having to follow that up. So I do think people underestimate all of the other stand holders there, and those conversations you should be having before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you will sell to, not knowingly sell, because no one likes to be sold to, but you will do business with those other exhibitors for sure. It happens time and time again when I've done other shows. People buy from other people because you've got to know them. They're your friends, and that's the way you want it to be.
So going back to the podcast.
Yeah.
So you've done 439. Have you got any in your mind that kind of stick out for you? Other than the one we just did, obviously, for myself.
Yes, we'll see that one. I did one actually last week, which was really good because it was in a garden, and it was with a company called Corker.
Saw that, amazing.
Yeah, they're a garden outdoor living specialist. Go and check it out. I won't tell you too much about it, but if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's a guy who's very inspirational. He's only 32 and he's got really, really good business. And we did it outside in one of his lovely gardens with nice scenery behind. And when we film in offices like this, this is a lovely office, but the sound sometimes behind you it's not as. But when you've got trees and nice things going on in the background, it was nice. So that was good. And I also interviewed this CEO of a large company who was very inspirational as well. They turned over 300 million, this company, and I felt like I was going to be a little bit undershadowed by him, but he made me feel really welcome, and we had a really good conversation. I actually learned a lot from it, and actually, while I'm saying that, I learned a lot from speaking to everyone. I've learned a lot from speaking to you today, so that's really good. Yeah.
And so, are we going to see a blooper video coming out?
I have done one actually. I haven't put it out live. I interviewed some footballers because they had a football school. I won't say what it's called. And one of them was an ex-Chelsea player, and one was an ex-Arsenal player. Anyway, they wanted to get changed, so I was interviewing one of them, and the other one was stood behind me with the camera on him. He didn't realise he's taking his shirt off and getting changed. I said, "Greg, what are you doing?" So stuff like that happens quite sometimes, quite often. So they're quite fun, and sometimes the F word comes out, which we have to cut out, but we will maybe do some more bloopers. Yeah.
Okay, if you could put anyone in this chair, who would it be? Who would you like to have that conversation with?
That's a good question. Do you know what? This is not maybe this is a bit obvious, but I wouldn't mind having a chat with that Stephen Bartlett. I think I could probably give him a good run for his money and what he says. I think I could. It would be a good interview. But I like interviewing funny people as well, people that make me laugh. I know they're not necessarily business owners, but maybe I could interview Mickey Flanagan. That would be good.
I'd tell you what, Simon Brodkin, I would imagine he would be amazing.
Right, I don't know him. Who's?
Yeah, he's a comedian. I'm seeing him in Brighton in December, but look him up.
Yeah,
very funny.
Simon
and he's
Brodkin.
local.
Is he?
You never know.
Ah, that'd be good. Yeah.
You never know. Okay, so the future on the business shows, more and more of those?
Yeah, definitely. We're looking at launching one in Eastbourne for 2025, and then over and above that, who knows? There's so many opportunities with business shows because they don't seem to be very popular at the moment for whatever reason, and I want to make them popular because I want to get everyone out a bit more and
I don't know. You seem to have sold out quite quickly, so
yeah.
You're obviously coming back.
Yeah. And again, it suits the Brilliant Businesses brand that I'm growing. It's sort of It goes hand in hand. So yeah, definitely want to create more shows, get them nicer, get them going well, make people really want to come to them, make it a real day where everyone goes, I need to be at that show again, because that was an awesome day. I've got lots of business, I met lots of people, and I've gone away with a smile on my face. So perfect. Yeah, definitely.
Right, well, on that note, we'll take the spotlight off now. Thank you for letting me take control today.
You've been a great interviewer.
And look forward to speaking to you next time.
Thanks, Jason. Cheers, mate. Thanks.